Chairperson, you're all set.
Good evening, everyone. This meeting is taking place entirely by teleconference via Zoom. The public is accessing the meeting via the Santa Ana YouTube channel or the city's website. The commission members and I, along with the executive director, recording secretary, and city staff, are in different locations. Please bear with us as the technology may disrupt the flow of the meeting. Good evening, everyone. I'd like to call the July 22nd, 2021 Parks, Recreation, and Community Services to order at 5:33. Will the secretary please call roll?
Thank you, Chairperson. Commissioner Gomez. Commissioner Moet.
Present.
Commissioner Nelson. Commissioner Torreblanca.
Present.
Commissioner Wu. I see Commissioner Wu here. Commissioner Ramirez
Present.
and Commissioner Gutierrez.
Present.
You have a quorum, Chairperson.
Thank you. Will everyone please join me wherever you are to say the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. And next on the agenda is a time for public comments. Recording secretary, do we have anyone who wishes to speak?
Yes, Chairperson, we do have one person that is scheduled to speak. We have Nancy Brady from the Backhouse Dance Company. Nancy, if you can unmute your microphone, you have 3 minutes to speak.
Good evening, commissioners and staff and colleagues. Buenas tardes. I'm Nancy Brady. I am the Director of Education and Community Engagement for Backhouse Dance. We're a leading contemporary dance company based in Orange County. And I just wanted to thank you all so much from the inside and outside of our hearts for your support of Backhouse Dance's program. It's called Moving Santa Ana. We are teaching free ballet and creative dance classes for ages 3 to 5, 6 to 8, and 9 to 12. And the intention is to just simply experience the joy and creative expression of dance for youth development, for fun, for building skills, body awareness, coordination, and links to language, integration. This is an opportunity that you've given us to have these kids discover and explore ways that they can use their bodies and imaginations, gain coordination and self-confidence. Backhouse Dance's mission is to engage and educate the community about the vitality of contemporary dance. It doesn't have a specific formula. It comes from the inside. Certainly there are opportunities for building strength, but I really wanted to represent our artistic director, all of our teaching artists, and all of you. Thank you so much for your support. You have a wonderful team. We started the classes virtually on Zoom. Now everyone's head's gonna explode from Zoom. And thank you so much. We are holding live classes. Can you believe it? Live in person at El Salvador Community Center. Thank you so much. And we're also at Memorial Park. It's a little hot for the stage, but we're in the grass right now. The response from the parents, as I've been talking with them, is ecstatic. And our mission also is to build the next generation of artists and to build career readiness. So we can't thank you enough. The program will continue through the fall. We start a new semester or a new term in September. and I'll share the commissioners with you our information in terms of when our performances are. But I know that you have a full agenda, and just know that as you move forward on some very important issues about Revive Santa Ana and upgrading parks and facilities, we're here to support you. We want to work with your community, your youth, your seniors, and all of you, because have you stretched today? I don't know if you haven't moved, you need to move it. We need to shake it off and move it, and no matter what age you are. So Juan, we worked closely with Juan and his team, with Bill, with Sonia, and all of you. We're a tiny little company. The pandemic nearly crushed, but creativity is not canceled. So thank you very much. Thank you.
Hi, Nancy. This is Lisa Rudloff, the Executive Director of Parks, Recreation, Community Services Agency. Thank you so much. For everyone that wants to know, this was funded by the Cannabis Funding. So they applied for funding, and they are doing a fantastic job. And so this is what it's about. It's bringing new experiences to the community. And we really thank you for what you're doing, Nancy, and appreciate you coming and talking to the commission.
Thank you. It couldn't be more important right now, or yesterday or tomorrow. And we'll be sending you invitations, all of you, to our performances, and hope that you'll get out and move with us. But so much for your support, really. Thank you.
Thank you so much for that. That was really touching. I look forward to see what grows from that. So next on the agenda is the consent calendar for items 1 and 2. Do I have a motion to approve the consent calendar? I believe Commissioner Wu are you consent? Yes, okay. Perfect. So moving on to the business calendar, tonight we have one item, which is the election of the Parks, Recreation, and Community Services officers.
I'm
I will
sorry,
go ahead.
Chairperson.
Oh, yes.
I didn't get a second on the consent
Oh,
calendar.
I apologize. I apologize. Do we have a second after Commissioner Wu?
I'll second.
Commissioner Moy, thank you. Now we can go ahead and move on to the business calendar. And as I said before, tonight we have one item, which is the election of the Parks, Recreation, and Community Services officers. And I'll go ahead and turn it over to the recording secretary.
Mr. Sandoval, do we have excused absences that we need to address, or are that was on the consent?
On the consent calendar, we do not have any excused absences. The absences for today as follows would be of Commissioners Gomez and Commissioners Nelson. If the commission agrees with that, then the consent calendar would stand as first approved.
Thank you.
Good evening, Chairperson and members of the Commission. Per the Parks and Recreation and Community Services Commission bylaws, the election of each chairperson and vice chairperson should be held annually at the July meeting, and officers assume their elected positions at the August meeting. With that being said, I will now open the floor for nominations of chairperson. Does anyone have any nominations?
I would like to nominate Commissioner Moet. I'm actually going to be leaving the Parks and Recreation Commission, which I'll address that later, but I would really love to nominate Commissioner Moet if she's agreeable to it.
Are there any other nominations, commissioners? Seeing none at this point in time, I will go ahead and close the floor for nominations of chairperson. Commissioner Mouet has been nominated as chairperson. Commissioner Mouet, do you consent to the nomination?
Yes. Thank you.
Commissioner Mouet has accepted the nomination. All those in favor?
Aye.
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 Commissioner Wu, you're on mute.
Aye.
Okay. Opposed? All right. Motion carried by a voice vote of 5-2, as we do have two other commissioners out. It passes. All right. Thank you, commissioners. I will now open the floor for nominations of vice chairperson. Does anyone have any nominations?
I'd like to nominate myself as a vice chair.
I'll second.
Are there any other nominations, commissioners? Seeing that, the floor is now closed. Commissioner Ramirez has been nominated as vice chairperson. Commissioner Ramirez, do you consent to the nomination?
Yes.
Wait. Commissioner Ramirez has accepted the nomination. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Aye.
Opposed? Right. Motion carried by a voice vote of 5-2. Passes. Thank you, commissioners. Welcome to the new commissioners as well, chairperson and vice chair, and you will officially begin the role of chairperson and vice chair at the August meeting. Thank you all.
Thank you, everyone. Yes, snaps. Next on the agenda is the informational items. No action is needed from the commission on these items. However, this is a time for the city staff to provide a brief summary of their reports and for commissioners to ask questions. And I do not have the list on my script, so I apologize, but we can go ahead and call each city staff if Ms. Rudolph, if you will go ahead and do that.
No worries, not at all. I'm just going to give a quick verbal report. I don't have a written report. There's just a few things going on in the department and in the city, all very good things. I just wanted to make you aware of some incredible once in a lifetime or once in a profession, I call it, things that happened with our Parks and Recreation Department and our city. And that is the, if you've heard of the Revive funding or the ARPA money that has been allocated, and the council approved it this week. And so I just want to let you know that Parks and Recreation is at the forefront of the city council's thoughts. They are putting us in the library, and they understand that the programs and services we provide are so beneficial and so relevant to the community, and they are needed. And so I just want to briefly, and you may know this, but I just want to briefly let you know the Revive or ARPA funding that we have received and that we are going to program. We are receiving $1 million for early childhood education support and Head Start child/daycare. And we are the lead department for that. And we are to, we've been, the council wants us to partner with nonprofits to provide early childhood education programs and the emphasis on arts. So we will meet as staff because we have to digest this right now, and we have to meet, and then we'll come back and then start to put together an implementation plan. And we'll certainly keep you guys apprised of at the next meeting is a tour, but maybe in the September meeting we can get into that. We also received $500,000 for after-school programs We need to partner with nonprofits to provide healthy youth activities and homework assistance, things of that nature. Which is really great. Free programming is what we need to be providing, and so this will help us out a lot. We also received, actually we're the lead department in youth violence, sexual assault intervention / reentry. We're the lead and the police department is secondary. And this was a turn at the council meeting where the police department was the lead, but we're going to work together with the police department to figure out programs and resources for youth violence, sexual assault, and reentry programs. So that's something new, but we will embrace that and move forward as we can and understand it first. We also received $50,000 for what we're calling the Revive 5K run, and that's our annual 5K run. So that's going to happen, and October 23rd is going to be our run. I ran last time, and I'm not claiming to be a runner or a jogger, so I expect all of you to be there and run. We also received $7.8 million to purchase land for more open space. So, for example, at Santa Anita Park, that park is very closed off, and there is properties that if we can purchase these properties along First Street, we could just totally open that park up, put a new community center in, a really fantastic aquatic complex. It will enhance what is going to be done this year at the park, which is the synthetic turf and the basketball courts and things of that nature. So in addition, it's for an ice rink. So what I understand is the ice rink will be at the Civic Center. And so we were just talking today and we were thinking maybe we'll move Plaza Navideña to the Civic Center since there'll be an ice rink there. We'll maybe increase the size of the tree, the holiday tree, and make it a really festive place in the winter. And because it's a really big spot, and it would be, I think, much better than Plaza because it's just very cramped, and we can also invite the restaurants to provide food, local food, and we don't want to keep them, we don't want them to feel like we're not working with them, so we'll make sure we include them. We have received $1.5 million to upgrade park restrooms. We haven't identified the park restrooms yet, but we have a list and we're trying to get that together. The bids are coming in really high right now, so I'm not sure how much that will replace, but we're going to do the best we can. We received $1 million for enhancing security at our some of our community centers and our senior centers. And what that is providing security cameras like in common spaces in the senior centers and the community centers inside. So if you go to Roosevelt Walker, we have them there and we have them on the outside, and we'd like for a company to monitor those 24/7. And we think that'll help the security at those places. And we just redid our senior centers. They're open now. And this would be a great addition to finish them off and make them safe for our seniors to enjoy. We received $1.5 million for community center renovations. That's not a lot of money. So we're thinking that we just did some upgrades at Salgado, the floor and painting, and maybe we can take that 1.5 million and really plunk it in there and make it really nice instead of piecemealing and putting a little bit here, a little bit there, kind of like redoing one place the way it should be done and then moving on to the next when we get some other funding. So that is very exciting. That is the ARPA money. Don't forget, we also have our cannabis funding. And I'm putting together a report right now for the council. We are probably going to have additional funding with cannabis. And so we have lots of programs and services that we could be offering. You just heard the back house dance. We could do a lot of renovations. Something we are thinking of is we'd like to have a kids fishing program and also like paddle boat rentals at Centennial Park. So we can, redo that. The water is terrible. It needs a new filtration system, and so we could have some type of fishing or paddle boat or activities around that body of water. So and there's lots of other examples of that. So incredible times here in our profession, and so glad you guys are around to enjoy serving the community in a fantastic way. And I want to thank Commissioner Ramirez for coming to our Santa Ana Senior Center grand opening. And I know it was in the middle of the day, so I just want to keep you guys alerted as to what's going on. If you can't make it, don't feel bad. You guys have lives and we all have jobs, and I get it. But he was there, and he, helped give away we had 10 $25 gift certificates to Target that Amstead Medical provided. So he did a great job. So thanks for being there. And the community centers, we'll take tours when we go on the 21st of August. So anyway, great things happening. Thank you for the time. Commissioner Gutierrez, I don't want to hear your commissioner comments that you're leaving later, but we'll carry on, and we can go next to the library.
All right. Good afternoon, or good evening, commissioners. Thank you for having me join you this evening. Just here to provide you guys with a quick update on library services. Like Lisa was saying, we're really excited about the all the opportunities that are coming our way and all the funding. So I'm going to walk you through some of those projects that the library will be doing as a part of the Revive Santa Ana funding that we got. Like Lisa said, it's really a once in a lifetime, once in a career type of opportunity. So we plan on doing things that here at the library that will last, a generation, things that will really make a mark for the kids and the families and the people of Santa Ana. But let me first start off and give you a couple quick updates. The main library is now reopened. We finished a couple of much needed improvements, kind of building facility types of improvements. We put on a new ceiling on the main library, and we did a tear off of the roof. So those projects are now completed. Like, New Hope had already opened way back in April, on April 9th. We would have opened the main library as well, but we were finishing up these projects. So the main library opened July 12th. We are expanded in our hours. The main library and New Hope both have the same hours now. So we're open Mondays and Wednesdays from 12 to 8. Tuesdays and Thursdays from 10 to 6, and Fridays and Saturdays from 9 to 5. Once I get my staffing levels back up, now that the budget has passed, I'm able to hire back some full-time positions that were frozen. Once I get those vacancies filled, then we'll even expand hours beyond that. But those are our current hours at both New Hope and the main library, which does provide the community with some weekend hours, some evening hours, daytime hours. So this is kind of a good in-between schedule. Once I get those positions filled, we will then expand our hours even further at the main library, and also include our Sunday hours back again as well. So look for that in probably before the end of the year for those expansions. But even without that, we still have more hours between the two libraries. We're open now 96 hours. That is more hours than the Santa Ana Public Library has been open in many years, because of an additional 21 hours at New Hope Library that we just added, because New Hope just used to be a learning center, but now it's back to being a full service public library. We have supervisors, senior librarians in there to actually do programming, provide reference. So New Hope is much expanded beyond what it has been for many years. So that's great news. However, we still have our curbside pickup service available at both locations too. We get lots of interest in that. People are still using that heavily. They love it. They drive through, get their books, and maybe with the Revive Santa Ana funds that I'm going to talk about, we'll even do add a drive-through pickup here at the main library. So we'll see if that's possible with the funding we have when we do a full transformation of our main library. Next, we have a fine-free. We went totally fine-free at the Santa Ana Public Library. This is a trend that's happening across the nation at many public libraries, urban, suburban, rural. Basically just, what I think a lot of library directors are seeing is that, these little 20 cent or 10 cent or 25 cent a day fines don't do anything to deter people from not returning their books. So a lot of libraries now, including us, have just removed that barrier, because a lot of times people will get $3 in fines, $7 in fines, and they just, because of that, they'll never use the library again. They'll keep the books because they don't want to have to pay the $6 or the $7 or the $10. And we never see our items back. But what we realize is that if we give people an opportunity, so we still have, loan periods, checkout times, it's 3 weeks. If you don't return your book 30 days beyond the 3 weeks, then we just bill you for the cost of the book. But you don't get any fines. So as long as you just bring your item back, even if it's late, it's beyond the 30 days, we'll take that item back from you, and you don't own anything. It's just if you lost or damaged the book, then of course you're still responsible for the item that you damaged or lost, but you don't incur any fees or fines. We used to have also rental fees on things like CDs, audiobooks, and those just deter our community from using those things and really make us very, very little revenue. And we often spend more staff time dealing with all the patron issues and the collection issues that go along with that than we even collect in these fines. So it's saving a lot of staff time. It's improving our equitable access to our collections and our services, and really providing a win-win for us and the community. So that's that. And now getting to a little bit more detail on our Revive Santa Ana. So the library really has 3 major things that our department is in charge of in terms of executing. The first one is, like I've been talking about, a major transformation, a total transformation of the main library. We were approved for $7 million, but we also are slated for $8 million next year, with the idea that it is a total of a $15 million project. Now, of course, council hasn't voted on the second half, but right now, with the full understanding that we would need those dollars, we have the first tranche of money approved, so we will get started on a full transformation of our central library, which will be huge. So this library hasn't been touched in 30 years. And we plan on doing a total remake with a focus on early education and youth services. So it's just going to be we're just going to absolutely rethink what we do here. Outside of our main library renovation, we also have a digital literacy component, which is $500,000 for this first year. And with that, we will be doing a variety of programs that focus on targeting technology skills, bridging the digital divide, and providing that type of literacy to the community. So what are we going to do? The first thing that we're going to do is we're going to build a library collection of things. And you see, you hear this term thrown out. Some other major libraries have done this. Sacramento Public Library has a pretty nifty one, but we're going to do it here too. So we're going to think beyond just, books and music and CDs. And we are going to start creating collections that include maybe a telescope, a microscope, maybe even you could check out some, like a KitchenAid mixer if you don't have one of those. Maybe you check out a electric guitar to take home. Maybe you check out other types of musical instruments, computers, anything that has to do with that small electronics. Anything that might be helpful in your house that you don't necessarily have, video games, things like that. So just really rethinking it and thinking about the types of services and collections we have. And then what we're going to do is we're going to have a special tech desk that will be set up. And that's really already almost going here at the library now, our tech desk, but that tech desk is going to expand to include services and a phone number and in-person training for people who check those things out. Like, hey, let's say you check out a telescope and you really don't know how to use it. There's going to be somebody here in the library to help you, to walk you through that, to guide you and help you learn how to use that telescope that you've just recently checked out. So that's going to be our library of things. We're also going to do quite a bit of robotics. We're going to have a robots in residence program. We're going to partner with some community nonprofits and really focus on using robots to help kids who are on the autism spectrum or who have autism spectrum disorder, as well as other learning abilities, and use robots to kind of help them feel more comfortable in social situations or build their vocabulary skills or whatever it might need to be. We may partner with with occupational therapists who in the community to help us with those programs as well and get some assistance on that. So that kind of covers some of the basics. There's a lot to our digital literacy program that we're still, like Lisa said, we're still mapping it all out and kind of got to digest it. But that's kind of where we are. And then the third and final thing is going to be 2 self-service mini branches at Bomo, Corral, and Portola parks. Now, I've told you guys a little bit about these Amazon style lockers that we're going to put at the train station and the PAL Center, but those are small. And those are kind of like lockers that you open up and you can put books in there, or you can put like little take and make kind of kits that the community can check out and bring home and do as a family project. But we're also going to be expanding that in that type of service, but we're going to be building these giant, they're about 14 feet long by about 7 feet tall, and I call them mini branches because these are
Hey,
like,
Brian,
yeah.
do you have a picture? Can you share your screen?
Oh,
yeah.
Never mind.
Okay, I don't want to put you on the spot, but
no, that's great. Let me see if I can bring up a picture.
Because these things are ginormous. These things
are ginormous. And really what it is meant to do is because library, building a full branch library and staffing it and maintaining it for 48 plus hours a week is extremely expensive. So this is a cost-effective way that we can bring library services to parts of the communities that are really far away from where our 2 library locations are. So that's kind of the reasoning behind the choice of Bomo, Corral, and Portola parks, because both of them are on semi-busy streets. They have easy parking and people can get to them quickly. But let me see right now, let me just take a second here and see if I can find quick picture. I should be able to pick one up pretty quickly here.
and you're okay to share your screen. We allowed you to do that. So sorry about that,
Yeah.
but I think they're cool and it'd be great to show it if you can find it.
Yeah, they are really, really cool.
And if you can't, we can go to
I got
somebody
it
else.
right here.
Okay, there it is.
I'm just bringing up a Google image search, but let me see if I can share screen. And this one right here, share. Okay, can you guys see my screen? So if you look over to this one right here that says Milwaukee Public Library, are you guys seeing the same thing I am? You can kind of see what they look like. And there they are. You can just see how big it is compared to this lady that's standing next to him. This is an installation I like to show it from Milwaukee Public Library, and they're in these they're almost in these like bus stop style shelters. So what I'm planning for these is, these are going to have power to them, data to them. We'll have it lit up. We'll have lights on it. It'll say Santa Ana Public Library. So it'll literally feel like you're pulling off and you're going to a library branch, which is just super cool. Here's another one. Here's another picture if you can kind of get an idea for that. And kind of take a look at it. Yeah, and there's smaller ones and bigger ones, but this is the kind of the concept that I'm going for right here. So let me turn off my screen share.
Thanks, Brian.
Yeah, you're welcome. Hopefully that helped and kind of gives you guys an idea. And this is really to provide that type of branch service. And we find that, in our lower socioeconomic areas, what people, because, you know, there's questions about, well, why did you put it at Bomo Corral? Or why in the South Coast area? Why up at Portola Park? It's because when you look at the data across the country, and you know, what we find is that these types of installations where people just want to come, get a new movie, get a bestseller book, check out a book for their kids to read to them in the evening before they go to bed. A lot of that type of usage tends to be that kind of quick in and out, tends to be a little bit higher socioeconomic levels. Whereas the real intensive people who want to be in the building for services, getting them face to face, tends to be in our most underserved areas. So that's also the reason why I put this type of service out in locations that I feel may reach the right demographic, and then also be distantly located from where we have our other library outlets. So that's just so you guys understand the reasoning, like why those two locations. So that's kind of it. And that's really all for my report. I just listed a few programs, you know, the stuff that we normally do, what we had in July, you know, stuff. We're still doing our summer reading program. We're in the process of transitioning from all online and take and make and grab and go to more bringing back our traditional in-person library services. But we're not going to abandon the take and makes and the virtual stuff. We're always, you know, we feel like people like that. So that's always going to be a component of our service from here on out, along with our curbside pickup. And that's all I got, unless anybody has any questions for me this evening.
Do any of the commissioners have any questions or comments for Brian?
All right. Well, my apologies for running long. Thank you so much.
I was just going to say really
Oh,
quick, and if
right.
no one else had anything, I was waiting. No, I love so much what Santa Ana is doing with their libraries. I've been an avid reader since I was tiny itty bitty. And I can definitely say that I'm very happy that you won't be having fines anymore, because I don't think I've been to a library because I have like $3 in fines. So that's wonderful to hear.
Exactly. It's really an incentive to bring your book back, because people say, all I have to do is bring my stuff back, and I have these 20 books at home, and I just brought them back. I can use the library again, and I don't have to pay $40. So they actually bring us our stuff back, and the books are worth a lot more than the $40 in fines. So we'd rather just have our property back. Thank you.
All right, and then next on the list, we have Ron Ono, the Park and Facilities, for the Park and Facilities report.
Good evening, commissioners. Oh, what happened here? Parking Services has a lot of projects going on this year, and as Lisa indicated, with the cannabis money and the Revive money, we'll have a lot more projects in the next several years to do. But I want to go over a few of the exciting projects we currently have on the way. Santiago Gas House project is a project that we've been doing for a long, we've been waiting to do for a long time, finally under construction. And lo and behold, we hit a 12-inch water line that stopped the project. Now they're starting to restart the project again. So hopefully we'll see more action on this site in the next in the next month or so. The other project that we're doing, oh, by the way, we're anticipating completing the Santiago Gas House by November 2021, unless we hit something else. The other projects we're doing is ball field sports lighting project. At Jerome, the West ball field lighting project was awarded, and we're going to start construction in September and hope to end the completion in January 2022. Riverview ball field sports lighting is another one that was awarded. We hope to anticipate construction in September also and complete by January 2022. The photo that you see now on your screen is the Morrison Park security lighting project. That project is about 95% completed. The fixtures are going through a burn test, and we hope to complete that within a month or so. In addition to the additional security lighting projects, we have the PE Bike Trail security lighting project. Consultant agreement was approved. Anticipate construction on that project in January 2022 and completed in June 2022. In addition to that, we have the El Salvador basketball court renovation, of which we will be awarding the project in July and begin construction in September 2021, completed in January 2022. The screen you see before you now is the Santa Anita Improvement Project. The plans for that is completed except for the shade structure over the spectator area. We're trying to finish that off, but in the meantime, we're completing the environmental documents that's required when we added the parking lot project. The environmental analysis will be completed in September. Right after that, we'll be going out to bid, and we anticipate completing that project in about a year. The next slide, the ball field fencing project. By the way, there's a correction, is Jerome and Angel Park, not Adams, the Angel Park is completed. We have eight more ball field projects that's going to be constructed, and we anticipate that to be completed by the end of August. The next slide, the tree planting project, the Jerome Park planting project. We planted 109 trees. You know, you've probably overheard already that unfortunately Vladimir Gordon passed away. That slowed down that project. People and Trees are reorganizing, and we hope to restart that project and complete the 21 remaining trees to be planted at Thornton. At Santiago project, Stanford University is gearing back up again. COVID stopped their project for about a year. So we anticipate starting the replanting project by September 11th, 2021. So if you're available, please come out to Santiago Park and to help with their volunteer planting. These next several slides are improvements that's being managed by Park Services and General Maintenance staff. The picture you see here, the sign for Fisher Park needed to get renovated. It actually fell, so you see the foundation there. We actually reconstructed that. We matched the masonry work of the bollards that's adjacent to the driveway, and reinstalled the sign. We'll be removing the existing, that might have already been removed, the existing footing of the old sign. Next slide is the Memory Lane project. We renovated the landscaping around Memory Lane. So that's completely freshly mulched, new planting. It looks terrific. If you have a chance, take a look at it. It's really nice. We also completed the Cabrillo Studio Court and Landscape Project. Unfortunately, I don't have a slide at the time we submitted the report, but we are planning a soft opening on July 24th. So if you have a chance, please go out there. It's on Saturday, July 24th. And in addition to that, we completed the construction of the concrete slab at Lily King Park. So we're waiting for about a 30-day curing period for the concrete. Once that's done, then we'll start installing the rubberized surfacing. Next slide is the Memorial Park Community Center project. As you know, we submitted an application for $8.5 million. We're hoping the state will award this to us. So we're waiting. The state indicated they'll probably late summer of 2021 before they notify all the applicants. And the next item, we'll be holding a park tour on August 21st. That's a Saturday. I've listed a bunch of sites that we will see on that tour. It's an ambitious tour. If there's anything that you would like to see, please let me know and we'll add it. And we'll try to reduce some of the park sites on this before the tour. And on the tour, I'll give you a map and I'll give you more information on each of the sites that we'll be visiting.
Yeah, thank you, Ron. And if we don't get to everything we need to, we can certainly have 2 tour dates around all of everybody's schedule. So, you know, we should take our time, but we don't want to, you know, impede on your private time. And so we'll figure something out that works for everybody for sure.
Yeah, and we'll meet at the Santa Ana Zoo. We'll take off from the Santa Ana Zoo in the van, and we'll end up back at the Santa Ana Zoo for a luncheon.
Do any of the commissioners have any questions or comments? All right. Thank you so much, Mr. Ron. It was a pleasure. We will be going on to Ethan Fisher for the Santa Ana Zoo report.
Hi, everybody. Good evening. I'll give a few updates on what's happening at the zoo. So the first update, one that we're really excited about, we have a new critter at the zoo. It's a crowned pigeon. It's a bird we've been working on acquiring for a few years, and will be one of our ambassador animals that we take out for programs in the future. And I'll share a picture real fast just so you can see how fabulous this bird is. That's what it looks like when they're full grown. They are massive, native to the rainforests of New Guinea. A beautiful bird, the largest of the living pigeons. So hopefully at some point you'll be able to see this cool critter. Few other updates. We celebrated the birthday of Isaac the ring-tailed lemur. He's one of the oldest ring-tailed lemurs in the world. I saw an article from Europe recently where they were celebrating the birthday of Stumpy the lemur, who was also 35. So we're in competition here across the Atlantic. But he did have a little escapade a few years ago that was in the news. But he's still here. He's doing well, and we had a birthday party for him. Education programs, we have Eco Park pop-up. That's a new thing that we've started. It's an evolutionary process with these park pop-ups, and we'll see where they work the best, what sites in the parks, the time of day, the time of the week, what we bring. But the goal is to get zoo staff out there throughout the community in different areas, connecting people with nature. So they bring animal artifacts like skulls and have activities for the kids to do. They bring some small animals. It's a little bit challenging sometimes to haul all the stuff out there into the parks, especially some of the smaller parks that don't really have parking lots. So we're learning and we're adjusting, and it's something that we'll do throughout the year and adjust the times and try to make quality connections with youth in the community. And then in the future, also partner with the library, with the bookmobile and the Zoomobile, because eventually we'll get a really cool van, and this will be tied to the van. The weekend programs, so we do public programs for free for animal presentations, and we're looking at expanding those to more days of the week, because we've always only done them on Saturdays and Sundays, but it'd be great to be able to do that other days of the week, so we're working on that. We returned to 7-day-a-week operations. So those are the normal zoo hours we had before COVID. Open every day of the week from 10 to 4. And then, well, actually the zoo's open till 5, but we sell the last admission ticket at 4 o'clock. And just a reminder, the third Sunday is free for Santa Ana residents. That was this last Sunday, and we had almost 1,000 residents come to the free Sunday. So that was great that so many people came out. Done some construction projects. We built a really cool new fence near the camels. It's made out of eucalyptus timber, so it looks very rustic, and we're going to be using some more of that material to do some other fence improvements in the zoo. Electrical improvements throughout the zoo and the park, and we've been planting some really neat trees. We're trying to continue to grow the urban forest at the zoo and just plant some unique specimens, some that probably don't exist anywhere else in the city or even some of them in this region. But so there's one tree we planted, it's called the Huri pine. It gets pretty big, about 75 to 80 feet high, from New Zealand, some Australian trees, some trees that are native to southern Mexico and Guatemala, one from Africa. So all good things that, and it's good to plant tree diversity in your urban forest. Amazon's Edge is a big project. That would be the giant river otter project, and that's out for bidding right now. So hopefully we'll know more in August. The Goat Trails project, that would be improved goat encounter area. That one is hopefully going out for bidding at the end of August, early September. That's what Public Works was saying. And we have a few grant opportunities that we've been working on. Proposition 68 is for a primate forest. That would be to renovate the oldest area of the zoo where all the monkeys live. We had a visit from the state for that grant, and then like Memorial Park, we should find out more at the end of summer or early September. The Shuttered Venue Operators Grant is another one, and we had some great news this week when we heard back from the Small Business Administration that they were going to award us money for that grant, and that's about $700,000 to reimburse lost revenue through the pandemic. And that's been a great grant opportunity for a lot of performing arts venues, museums, small theater operators, movie theaters, anyone that completely had to close because of COVID. Volunteers, we always are looking for new volunteers. So if you know anyone, send them our way. Some things with our nonprofit partner, Friends of Santa Ana Zoo. All the rides are open again. They still have some modified hours of operation and days of the week. Right now they're planning Zufari. That's their annual gala on August 28th. And the very last thing, in September, we're hosting the 40th annual Fascination of Orchid show. That's managed by the Orchid Society, but we're partnering with them on that. It used to be held at Southwest Plaza for many, many years. And then it was held at the Orange County Fairgrounds for a few years. But now we're happy to have them at the zoo, and that should draw a lot of people. And if you're in the area, stop by and see some really pretty flowers. So I'm happy to answer any questions.
Yeah, I had a question. This is Commissioner Torreblanca. It was about the park pop-ups. I know right now you said you're taking animal artifacts and whatnot to the parks. Are there any plans to take any of the ambassador animals to the parks? Or is that something that you would wait for the Zoomobile for?
We're taking, right now they're taking some small critters, but in the future they may take some larger ones. It'll make it a lot easier when we have the new vehicle because it will have an air conditioning unit in it. So if they're out and about for a longer period of time, they can put the animals in the climate control and then take them out and move them around a little bit easier. So that will, and we also have a trailer, and at some point, I really am pushing to get the miniature donkeys out there. But yeah, so we want to bring the animals out, but it's not a petting zoo situation. Yeah.
What do you call the donkey limo? Is it the donkey?
The livestock limo.
Oh, the livestock limo. Okay, yeah. Sorry.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome.
What's the crown pigeon's name? Does it have a
Well,
name?
some of the staff were calling it Thumper because when she gets upset, she pounds her wings on the ground. But I think we can come up with a better name than that. I wasn't completely on board with Thumper.
Maybe a suggestion. I know that other zoos have had really good luck. When I worked at the Aquarium Pacific, we would have a poll of name our new animal. So maybe that might be a fun thing to do on social media or something.
I will definitely suggest that.
Does anyone else have any comments or questions for Ethan?
I have a question, Commissioner Ramirez. You spoke about the Orchid event that you were planning to host at Santa Ana Zoo. Do you have a date set in mind for that, along with the gala?
Yes, so the Orchid Festival, that will be on I believe it's the last Saturday and Sunday in September, the 25th and the 20th. Yep, the last weekend in September, the 25th and 26th. That'll be during our normal hours. So there'll be some vendors, and then there'll also be displays of really pretty flowering plants and from the different societies. And then the gala is on August 28th in the evening.
All right, thank you so much, Ethan. And then last on the list is Juan Lora with the Recreation and Community Services Report.
Good evening, everybody. I will try and be brief. You've heard some of this information already, either from Lisa, or you'll hopefully also hear back a little bit from Commissioner Ramirez, who also participates in some of these events. But again, based on the staff report that you received, just wanted to provide you with a few highlights, starting with our senior centers. They are now officially reopened. We hosted the reopening ceremonies on Monday at the Southwest Senior Center, and yesterday, Wednesday, at the Santa Ana Senior Center. Both very, very successful with a lot of seniors in attendance. We had our local elected officials, as well as representatives from Congressman Lou Correa, and State Senator Tom Umberg was also in attendance on Monday. But again, most importantly, the seniors were just very excited to finally be able to see the senior centers fully renovated, and now looking forward to taking advantage of everything that we are slowly bringing back in terms of programming and activities at the center. So that was very, very exciting. We also are now in full swing with our summer camp program being offered at our larger recreation facilities, those being Jerome and Salgado centers. So we have an average of about 20 to 25 youth participating in our summer camp program that runs Monday through Friday from 7:30 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. And so again, our staff is working very hard in providing all kinds of fun activities for the youth in those programs, including obviously taking advantage of our aquatics program and taking them over on the open recreation swim times for our youth to refresh themselves and enjoy their day at the center and in the pool. Continuing on, our youth sports program is in the middle of our rookie baseball program. And again, that's a co-ed program for youth in elementary and junior high schools. We'll be wrapping the program up in the middle of August, and then starting to prepare also for then our co-ed flag football program. And again, it serves the same age groups. And we look to actually hopefully use the stadium for some practices, but most importantly for games and then the closing ceremonies later in the year. So we'll keep you posted on that. Our recreation class program is slowly again also returning. We have started for now with a program at El Salvador Center. There we are pretty much again most importantly following still the current state guidelines as it relates to ensuring everybody's safety. In regards to COVID, especially with again now the new strand that's having a huge effect on us. But also, as you heard, we are also hosting Backhouse Dance Studio with their activity there during the week. And then also over at Memorial Park, eventually once the weather cools down, they'll actually use the open door stage to conduct the program there. Our aquatics program continues again to be very successful, from the recreation swim opportunities that we offer to the community to the swimming lessons that are offered to all abilities and all ages. And then obviously then our more competitive programs with the swim team and the water polo team also practicing at our pools and preparing for competitions. Our community gardens are open and continue to offer more and more opportunities for our community members to learn how to, again, establish their own gardens at home. But most importantly, it's an opportunity for them to gather and socialize and learn from each other, and then be able to take whatever is harvested at the end of the season, to enjoy with their families. The other program that I wanted to also highlight is our summer lunch program. We have partnered with the Santa Ana Unified School District to offer a summer lunch program to all youth in our city. There's no requirement other than, to be under the age of 18, and they are provided quite a hefty, lunch actually. For them to either enjoy at the park and also now, which is different from previous years, to take whatever they like home and store and consume again at their leisure at home. So this program will actually be coming to an end though next Friday, and that's because again the Santa Ana Unified School District needs to prepare to reopen their campuses, and so they have to switch over to then preparing all of the meals that they'll be serving on campus. But for now, again, the community will be able to continue to enjoy the distribution that we're offering at 5 of our parks. Carrying on with our senior programs, again, as you already heard, our senior centers have reopened, but we do continue offering the programs that we were already offering, primarily when it comes to providing seniors with meals. So the frozen meal distribution is offered at both senior centers. Still Tuesdays and Thursdays from 10 to 11 a.m. And seniors are able to pick up their meals, take them home, and enjoy them at their leisure. We continue to also provide them with the monthly commodity food distribution, as well as with the activity books, and craft kits. But as they again resume their participation at the senior centers, then they'll actually be able to work also on those activity books and craft kits together, finally, rather than working on them on their own at home. We are also gearing up to resume our transportation services for those seniors that do not have transportation to come to our senior centers. So we actually pick them up at their home, bring them to the center, and then return them home at the end of the day. We will be integrating other components of that transportation program, which includes shopping trips to local stores and grocery markets. So then the seniors also have an opportunity to do the necessary shopping that otherwise they may not have the opportunity to do. And eventually, we hope to also incorporate the field trips and excursions to local attractions as well. Lastly, again, as you all have seen and heard, we have had a very successful launch of our Movies in the Park series. We have hosted 3 movie showings so far, and expecting our 4th tomorrow night at Thornton Park. So again, whenever you have the opportunity to bring your family, to one of these shows, you are not going to be disappointed. Just the mere size of the screens that are being utilized, but most of all, just the opportunity to have, a movie out in the park, surrounded by other members of the community, and just seeing how much joy they're getting out of this experience, I think is very fulfilling for all of us that are working, and obviously you that are supporting these type of programs for our community. So again, having had the successful launch of this program, we're looking forward to our other special events later this year, including the 5K in October, which again, Ms. Rudloff already invited you to participate in. So we hope that you all will be running or walking. You're welcome to walk the course as well. And then Plaza Navideña at the Civic Center, again, now with more added elements that we hope everybody will definitely enjoy. But other than that, the Recreation Division is busy hiring staff and preparing to reopen all of our facilities and continuing to add program and activities all throughout our park and recreation facilities, citywide. So at this point, let me know if you have any questions. Perfect, thank you.
Yes, Juan, this is Rubio. Yeah, I want to just thank you because I've been an advocate with the Neighborhood Association to have movie nights, and I thank you very much for organizing it, and also your staff working with us to organize the Neighborhood Association, integrating the Neighborhood Association with the event. Also, a big delight for the neighborhood has been the Summer Lights. It's been very popular. And it's been really big with the neighborhood in itself. So I want to congratulate you in helping us get that together. Also, you were talking about the Christmas. Last year you did the Christmas, the Park and Rec Caucus put the Christmas as parties together. Are you going to do this year, or helping us host the Christmas parties, or is it going to be just a party up in downtown area?
For right now, we are planning just primarily to focus our energy on the Plaza Navideña event. If there is an interest by the neighborhood associations to host additional Christmas celebrations, then we can definitely entertain those through our special event process for sure.
Okay, and thank you.
Thank you.
Are there any other questions or comments for Mr. Lora? All right, thank you so very much.
Thank you all.
So next on the agenda are the commission comments. This is a time for each commissioner to provide comments if they wish, but it's not required. We will go ahead and start with Commissioner Ramirez.
Yeah, so I was at the grand reopening of the community services and community center for Santa Ana. That was a great experience. It was really nice to see a lot of the seniors go into the senior center. A lot of them were really excited. They haven't been there for a little while, and they just couldn't wait to get out of their seats to go inside. I met a really nice lady that was talking about how she took her mother there, and now that she's herself gotten a little bit older, she's a part of the senior center as well. So it's really great to see all these people get together, and not just Hispanic and other people, but a diversity of groups coming together and just enjoying the building, which was a really great experience. I also went to the movie night on last night. I think it was Santa Anita Park. It was a great experience. It was a group movie, Abdominal. Never seen it before, and it was really fun. The popcorn was great. It was amazing to walk in and see the field covered in people of the community, just having their blankets thrown on the floor and just watching the movie with their family. It was a great experience, and there's something I wanted to bring up for next agenda if possible. I wanted to schedule a conversation or put on the agenda for the, I believe it's August meeting. There was a program that was done for the city of Santa Ana called Catalina. I believe that was done before, and I want to try to reinstate the program again. So I would like to see if possible put that camp or the camp on the agenda for the next meeting.
The next meeting, we're taking a tour on August 21st. So we would have to move that to the September meeting. And just to let you know, the Catalina trip is, I mean, we cannot do the Catalina or any overnight trips because of our risk management and our insurance issues. That's why they were canceled. But they will entertain types of camps that are, that we can pay for kids to go to. Like, so we have to figure that out, but we certainly can discuss it. We can also discuss it on our trip on August 21st, our tour. And so, yeah, so we're trying to figure out how we can do that and how we can give kids experiences in, overnight and different places and things like that. So we're trying to connect and partner with other organized groups that will allow, and like I say, we could scholarship people, we can pay for people to participate in those. And we, the staff, cannot be the folks who run the program. We want to find somebody else who runs a really good program. And then we'll connect with our city attorney's office and our risk management to make sure that's acceptable. So,
Sure thing. I'd really appreciate it. So thank you.
All right, and then I believe Commissioner Gomez has an excused absence, so we will go ahead and go to Commissioner Moet from Ward 3.
Yeah, I'd be really excited to have a discussion about camps, something similar to Catalina. And the other main comment I have is I'm just really excited about the Revive Santa Ana money, and I can't wait to hear all about it, as many reports as you got. And there was one other thing that I just thought was really cool. It was mentioned at the council meeting. There's this tool called like the Santa Ana SPI by city and zip code. So you can like view this virtual map and look at each neighborhood and city in Orange County and kind of like look at where they are in social progress. It's called the Social Progress Index. And it's by Advance OC. And so I don't know, I just thought it was a really cool tool that can come in handy for everyone, just to like look at and see which neighborhoods need resources and support the most.
Thank you, Commissioner Witt. And then also Commissioner Nelson has an excused absence. So we will go ahead and go to Commissioner Wu from Ward 5. If you have any comments.
Yes, I want to thank the staff working with the Neighborhood Association, because we like being a part of putting this community events together. And I have mentioned already about the summer lights. I keep mentioning it because I keep wanting it to go for the youth and especially the teenagers who don't have that many programs in our area. Also, I haven't gotten anybody mention anything about the pop-up zoo, but I was very happy about that. I'm also very happy about the garden, which we have. I just want to mention that. And the movie nights, which the association has been very much trying to promote within the community. So very much progress. The only thing I will mention is the restrooms, and I hope Ron finds some monies and quickly fixes those restrooms as quickly as possible. So that's about it.
Thank you, Commissioner Wu. And then we have Commissioner Torreblanca from Ward 6.
Hey folks, so I'm really excited about what the library, I know he mentioned maybe being able to take telescopes home. I'm a big fan of just looking up in the sky. Nothing blew me away more than seeing all those stars whenever I go camping. Really, and being able to do that. I know I've fiddled with a couple of telescopes and wasn't able to really figure them out. So I'm really glad that we're going to be having some staff helping people learn how to process those and work with them. I know I'm definitely going to stop by and see if I can check it out so I can look in the sky a little more. And having said that, I definitely think we should look more into overnight camps for the same reason, so we can show our students, our children, the sky and really what's out there to be able to see. I mean, I really had no idea. I grew up in the city. I had no idea the sky was that beautiful until I went to an overnight camp. And so I'm really excited for that. Also, that crown pigeon is really, really amazing. I'm really glad that's going to be an ambassador animal as well, so that more people will be able to experience that. And yeah, I'm really excited to see the direction that we're moving in. Thank you, everybody. I yield my time to the chair.
Thank you. I will try not to get emotional. It's been a real pleasure to serve as a commissioner. Sorry. This step down was not voluntary. My fiance and I came to Santa Ana wanting a home, and unfortunately, due to discrimination and harassment in our condominium community, we had to move. And so since we are no longer residents of Santa Ana, I cannot serve. And it was very heartbreaking and bittersweet because it has been such a pleasure to get to know all of you. I truly do believe that Santa Ana is on the forefront of a lot of progressive programs and a lot of progressive thinking within our council members and within our commissioners. Excuse me. I really hope that continues. Even though I didn't get to implement any of the goals that I had, I really hope that all of the commissioners keep in mind our homeless community as we go with all of these initiatives. I was really excited about the revitalized restrooms, that we're having some money for that, to maybe think about some refresh stations. If the restrooms are closed, we can at least have refresh stations for our homeless community. I am also extremely excited for all of the youth programs that are going on with our recreation. And I echo Commissioner Ramirez and Commissioner Torreblanca that if we can find some nonprofit to camp out. When I was young, I went to Astro Camp, which was in Idlewild, California, and that the sky and yeah, growing up in the city, you don't know what stars look like. It truly has been an honor, however brief. I am not done with Santa Ana. I hope to come back maybe in the future, but I do believe that everything happens for a reason. So I am trusting that there is a path for this, but it is still bittersweet. So thank you so very much to all of the staff members. Thank you so much to the commissioners. I really have enjoyed my time, and I believe that Commissioner Moet is going to make a wonderful chairperson.
Oh, thank you so much, Chairperson Gutierrez. You know, we appreciate your time, your passion to serve this community. And just because you're moving to another community, you know what? They have a need for parks and recreation. So don't sell yourself short. You know what? Volunteer at that community, wherever you're going to. But we appreciate you and we wish you the best of luck. And we're so sad that you're leaving. But always come back and see us. We'll always be here and doing good things. And thank you so much for your professionalism, your time, and your passion for this community. So best of luck to you.
Thank you. We didn't move far. We lived at the South Coast Plaza on the Santa Ana side. We just moved to the to the Costa literally 5 minutes. I can see the Santa Ana, welcome to Santa Ana sign. But you know, I definitely do echo your there is a need. And especially now more than ever, I am invigorated for my passion for inclusion for all communities. I want all cities to be safe for people to come and find a home. So thank you so very much for that. With that, this is the conclusion of the meeting. Next meeting will take place on Saturday, August 21st, 2021. It will be a tour. I'm so jealous and excited for that, for all of you. And do we have a motion to adjourn the meeting?
Motion to adjourn the meeting.
Commissioner Wu
Seconds.
and Commissioner Torreblanca. Meeting is adjourned at 6:49 p.m. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. We'll miss you.
Keep in
Thank
touch.
you so much.